Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Cornell. Today we're going to talk about your blind side. So grab a cup and join me. So today our conversation is about blind side. And so you ask, well, what's blind side? Well, it turns out a number of years ago, I went to my ophthalmologist, and she gave me an exam identifying my blind spot. I asked her, what's that? And she showed me that all of us have within our eyes a blind spot. There's an area that we just can't see because of the shape and the structure of one's eye. It's not unusual. Everyone has it, and that's just the way it is. And so I thought about that a little bit longer, and I said, oh, well, gee, that probably applies to other things as well. And sure enough, it does. For those of you that are football fans, you know you've heard about the blind side of a quarterback. There was a movie about it, there was a book about it, and it's been known for a long period of time about football players that the blind side for a quarterback is that offside of his throwing arm. So if he's a right-handed quarterback, the blind side is to his left because his focus and orientation is that direction. You follow me? And so those defensive ends and or tackles or linebackers coming from that side, he can't see as clearly as they can with the others coming toward him. By the way, the person who protects him on that side, usually referred to as a left tackle, is probably one of your best offensive athletes because he has a responsibility of defending your very precious quarterback against perhaps one of the best players on the field, and those are the defensive ends and linebackers on that side, the blind side. So what does that mean for business and for our lives? Well, it kind of means that we all have a blind side as well, right? Think about executives. For all the executives out there, you have a blind side. You may have had training in one particular area. You may have developed skills in another, but there still is that blind side that you're really not as good at, right? It might be HR, for example, for some executives. It might be finance for some executives. It could be research and development, depending upon your expertise, your training, your development over the years. Those blind sides can start to have impact to your organization because you may not pay as much of attention to them. Another blind side is that, in fact, you may not see the true behavior of someone in your organization. Why? Because they might have gone to the same school you attended. They might have the same interests that you have. And so as a result, you don't quite see maybe some of the flaws they have within the organization, their performance. That's a blind side as well. So considering we all have these blind sides, and not to mention in our personal life, sure, right? I mean, your blind side in personal life may be your driving habits. Maybe you'll drive a little too slow. You may drive a little too fast. It's a blind side. In regards to living with whomever you're living with and, your habits, your characteristics, the people who raised you probably hope you try to change them or modify them, pick up your clothes, put them in a hamper, that sort of thing, right? But we all still have those blind sides. For example, one of mine is I like to listen to music kind of loud. It hasn't impacted my hearing too bad over the years, but I do kind of listen to it a little loud. My wife, I need to turn it down. That's a blind side for me. So think about what your blind sides are, and I'll tell you a few of the benefits of having your blind side identified for you. One of the benefits of identifying your blind side is that self-knowledge is always a good thing. Self-knowledge helps you understand, as identified, self-knowledge. What are the things you do well? What are the things you don't do well? Your habits, your tendencies, your likes, your dislikes. And then knowing what those things are, sometimes we still have to do those, right? And so when you still have to do those areas, it's better to become more capable at them, like slicing or dicing. If you're a food preparer and you don't like to do that, you can learn and treat yourself to getting better at those skill sets. In a business environment, a blind side can cause you to make a mistake. Those mistakes can be costly to the organization and violate or misuse valuable resources, be they time, money, personnel, or information within your organization. Having those blind sides and having that understanding can help you to start to become a better person, a better executive. And then, by the way, once you start fulfilling your life and living your life and you don't have as many blind sides, you'll probably have a better opportunity to continue living your life and do the things you want to do and be more successful at them. So with that, consider blind sides. Get some help to identify what those blind sides are. And when you identify them, take the actions to improve them and minimize them for your better life enjoyment. You take care of yourself. The next episode of Coffee with Cornell, and enjoy your next cup. Friends, I want you to like, subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications for future episodes. Come on, help me out, and it'll help to make Coffee with Cornell even better for you.